Dear Pixie, you asked us about the quest regarding the Jezebel apple juice program. You asked us if we could say anything to assist those who have not taken the Jezebel apple juice and are not intending to do so. How can these individuals navigate through the coming months with other Jezebelled juice drinking individuals and with the agenda of Jezebel juicing everyone? Firstly, may we say that the agenda is not to Jezebelize everyone, as many may think. The Jezebel Juice program is a stepping stone into a tracking and categorization agenda where all individuals are locationally pinpointed at all times through an intelligent digitalized system. The Jezebelization may seem like the engineered solution, yet in fact, the Jezebel juice will become the problem, and thus the true reaction and solution will then be implemented. We repeat, for this is crucial for all truth-aware individuals to know, to comprehend, and to process. The Jezebelization may seem like the engineered solution, yet in fact, the Jezebel juice will become the problem. We repeat, the Jezebel juice will become the problem, and thus the true reaction and solution will then be implemented. This does show that Jezebel juice itself is a decoy, red herring, or false lead. Yet this does not mean it is not a threat. A blanket Jezebelization is not the agenda, but a high enough uptake is needed for the service to self factions in order for them to be able to create their next step. We would say to you also that the placebo is still being utilized alongside actual Jezebel juice. Regarding your quest of mixing with others who broadcast the rogue signal, we have already presented the antidote to this, which is the black flame, grounded by black, dark green, or dark red crystals. Yet so too, high vibrational dietary consummation, such as the Lemurian plan presented in the Lessons from a Living Lemuria transmission, or other organically high nutrient focused regimens, is the way forward. Activating the parasympathetic nervous system daily is also a high recommendation. Activating the parasympathetic nervous system is crucial, in fact. Suggestions are to move into the siesta, as it is so called in many of your earthly domains, or indeed what you know as yoga nidra. These are but two methods of parasympathetic nervous system activation, and thus we would also present meditation alongside this. Yet each soul is being tested, if you will, although that in itself, being tested, is a metaphor, for what truly occurs is the radiation of your unresolved fears emanating from trauma-based aspects that then provide opportunity within one's reality to acknowledge and integrate those fears. Simply transmuting or transcending fear itself is not akin to the challenging path of fear integration. A transmutation or transcendence is surface level only, if you will. Only through integration and acknowledgement, which involves recognition and gratitude, can the delving deep into the trauma-based seed point be undertaken. We have said to you before that many of you who have been involved within this self-realization and self-improvement leading to self-actualization healing work for so long would say to yourselves, why is there yet work to be undertaken when this has been completed and has been worked upon over and over and over? We say that the merge betwixt the collective trauma-based frequency and the individualized trauma-based frequency is an aspect of your overall alchemical unification. Therefore, you are, if you will, taking on the karma of others. Although that statement does not explain the depth of this work, the reasons for it, or the potential outcomes. In fact, saying you are taking on the karma of others raises more questions than giving answers. Yet taking on the karma of others you are doing. This thus flows through the awakened receptive ones for integrated transmutation, which is the drawing positive frequency out of the negative. You, awakened starseeds, you act like crystals, or if you will, orgonite. You are generators of positive polarized code. And it is you that collectively create the positive polarized field of the fifth dimension. The Jezebel Juice program is not only orchestrated as the next problem within the problem reaction solution playout, but it is also a block, barrier, or prevention to the transmutation of negative frequency on a global scale. Yet those of you who remain organic and do not partake of the Jezebel juice, or allow juice particles or rogue signals from other juice drinkers to affect them, remain steadfast in their ability to act as generators for the negative transmutation of fields and negative electromagnetic energy. Together, this highly focused collective alchemical work, undertaken by you, starseeds who stand as planetary and galactic alchemists, creates that which you know as event or solar flash. It is simply a build-up of electromagnetic frequency that implodes upon itself rather than explodes in the method you are more familiar with upon your planet. This is, if you will, an implosion of plasma or photonic light particles. At the time of your coming solar eclipse on June 10th, 2021, you will begin to generate together the energetics needed for this plasma implosion. The frequency you know as Ring of Fire is a collective culmination of physical and antimatter plasma, which is danced in tune with through quantum entanglement within the DNA fields of the receptive ones. These are the ones we refer to as planetary and galactic alchemists. As they move together within this perfect symmetry energetically, the heightened Schumann resonance frequencies, both on Earth and throughout your cosmos and galaxy, create the material necessary for the plasma implosion. Your Jezebel Juice program was intended to prevent this occurrence. Yet those who stand within service to self factions have a misnomer, if you will, when it comes to the mathematical precision needed to calculate energetic fields through the human generator system. For they see number or amount as the factor. Yet that is not the leverage needed for the plasmic heights attained. For mass is the circumference, not amount. It is not understood by the negative elite scientist, dark master, Frankensteinian perpetrators of all that is anti-life and against good God gold, how mass affects the frequency. Only those with bliss-charged love coordinates within higher heart space can perceive and comprehend such quantum mathematics. Our conduit does not have the knowledge needed for full explanation of such, and this is as it should be. For there are still master mysteries that cannot be released as yet. Therefore, we say to you, it is feeling we speak of, emotion. Not amount of individuals, but amount of feeling or emotion within these individuals. Small in number, powerful in heart and radiating fields. This is true alchemy, and in turn, alchemical unification. This is where you are at this point energetically, as you approach the golden Stargate that is your Ring of Fire solar eclipse on June 10th, 2021. When you allow yourself to step into the flame of this Ring of Fire, plasma field, bliss-charged love, solar radiation, you engineer the Ring of Fire as Stargate within your human frequency fields as incarnated alchemical masters. This is your antidote to the Jezebel juice. This is your synchronicity, and this is the path laid out before you. The Ring of Fire sacred flame burns as the highest cleansing magic within fire letter flame letter DNA field. For what is more powerful and more significant within flame letter sacred language than fire itself? The sacred flame, the eternal flame. When the morphogenetic information libraries are close for you in memory fields and right hemisphere of the brain processing, then all the knowledge and information you need to guide you through the coming months, as you so put it, is there at your literal fingertips. Or should we say fingerprints? To the sensitive ones, know that the EMF reaction to lower density fields is the opposing frequency to radiating higher harmonics into angelic flow and DNA memory activation in real time. They may hold similarities, yet one closes your chakras and energy centers down into the pulsating pain of biozepan, out of alignment, non-harmonized war fields, and the other opens the chakras and the higher heart into Christ consciousness communion with God's self and all that is. One is the antidote to the other. We repeat, one is the antidote to the other. So from the perspective of the service to self factions, digitalizing your environment into a zepanized physical reality pulls you into the opposing stream, away from God's source of life and thriving within that life, to the dark Saturnian left-handed path of witherance, destruction and decay. This is engineered electronically, chemically and emotionally through base chakra fear-based programs. Those who stand as alchemical masters, holding the Ring of Fire flame at the time of the Golden Stargate Solar Eclipse 10th of June 2021, awakened, activated and organic starseeds and truth-aware humanity, hold the antidote to the anti-life, antibiotic, anti-memory cultures If they have been affected or have felt attempted assimilation into the Borg juice machine, or have come into contact with any of the harmful rays within the Zepanized environment, they can draw themselves away from that by communing with lunar, solar, and planetary energetics at the time of that which you call eclipse season. Ring of fire plasma, through alchemical unification, can be drawn down. As you so too engage in drawing down the moon or harnessing the rays of the sun, so too can you open up the fields and radiate the heart into the bliss-charged love light, light-love fields of life and all that stands as organic life. When you do this, you find yourself within the zone, the 0 point, the vortex, the center of the twister or the eye of the storm. Here, you are centralized, not digitalized, as you hold the frequencies of the true Israel in the solar plexus belly at the time of the solar eclipse golden Stargate. Not only do you do this for self, but also for other and for receptive fellow man. You ask us if divine intervention shall come to assist you with Jezebel juice and similar Zepanization of the biosphere. We say to you, you are the divine intervention. You are the angels, the extraterrestrials of light, and the time-travelling benevolent humanity that swarm to your aid at this time in numbers unbeknownst and unimagined. They are the outer antimatter subconscious, superconscious aspects of all that is you. You who carry the gene for mastery in your fields. You who stand as planetary and galactic alchemists. You are the antidote, and you always have been. We repeat, you are the antidote, and you always have been. Your ability to hold fast to and hold space within Ring of Fire plasma technology at the time of the Golden Gateway Stargate solar eclipse on June 10th is unprecedented, victorious, and inevitable. You, dear Starseeds, are the framework and the very heart and soul of the inevitability. And that inevitability is organic symmetry within creation that you know as life. Therefore, live your life with an open heart and a sovereign nature. For as you do this, you ensure the survival and continuation of humanity and the transformation, transmutation, and transfiguration from carbon-based matter into crystalline, silicon, silicate-based antimatter. Not through transhumanist, artificial biological pathways, but through upgraded organic evolution, through plasma, light, and memory. Ring of Fire, Golden Stargate, Solar Eclipse, June 2021, holding a 3-day field of June 9th, June 10th, and June 11th. It is inevitable. You are here, and it is done. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. What is karma? Are there ways we can balance this and become karma-free? Is there a particular nutritional plan we should follow for ascension? Do we increase our karmic balance by eating certain foods? How can we utilize sex magic to work with karma and move through ascension? There are many lessons we can learn from the peoples of ancient Lemuria, a civilization that existed before our known history on planet Earth. As we move through an ascension process collectively, we move back into a new Lemuria, and we take with us all the knowledge we have accumulated since those times. In this transmission from the white-winged collective consciousness of 9, key codes are presented for cellular memory recall, linking the reader beyond Atlantis and into the harmonious frequencies of the first physical civilization on the Earth, Lemuria. The 9 respond to questions using the Lemurian way as a template. Key-coded responses trigger activations within the reader as they receive the wisdom codes, standing as rainbow warriors of Gaia, moving into abundance, alchemy, and Stargate ascension. This transmission is dear to my heart, and I'm so very pleased to announce my new book, Lessons from a Living Lemuria.